Kicking me in the face, I curled up in a ball hoping he'd stop, but he got frustrated and stamped on my head. Our father, Thomas Augustine Gallagher, came from a big Irish family. Although not as big as my mum's, he had 5 brothers. I think their father was very hard on them, and they had a tough time relating to him, but I'm not going to make excuses for my own father's behaviour. Football always played a big part in our lives. The first City match I ever went to was Man City versus Newcastle at Main Road back in 1971. My dad took Noel and me, and we used to mither him to take us again after that. My dad was so tight that 4 or 5 times that he did take us, it would be 3/4 of the way through the game. He'd get us in free through the gates they opened at the ground to allow the early leavers to get out. We'd go in and my dad would ask, "Excuse me, what score is it?" "0-0. See what I tell you, you're not missed nothing." Noel and I joined just about everything to get out of the house. The Cubs, the Scouts. We'd even volunteer to do bobber job to get away. To the outside world, we were a model family, I suppose. My dad, although a bit temperamental, seemed respectable enough, and was ingenuous in terms of buying drinks for his mates down the pub and club. We were all well-dressed kids who were in the Cubs, doing bobber job and went to church on Sunday. It was important to my mother. Abandoned as she and all her siblings had been by their father, she wanted to give us what she never had. Our dad wasn't a great bastion of morality. He gambled, drank, smoked, was violent, bossy, adulterous, and he was a top scally. He DJ'd around the Irish pubs and clubs in Manchester. He would never buy all the latest top 40 chart stuff. He'd just take the chart rundown on the radio, stop the tape machine before the radio DJ started talking. He used to have to buy the odd Irish record to play, but he mainly borrowed them off his mates. It's odd that I was scared of my dad, yet I always tried to do what he wanted and like what he liked. Later on in life I went drinking at all the Irish clubs and pubs. I even DJ'd at them, like he did. Noel was never into the Irish clubs and all that. He found them depressing, with too many bad associations. I reckon that's why my dad picked on him. Noel didn't want to be what he had always called me, a plastic paddy. He didn't like the music, the accents, the bad jokes and the strange level of hypocrisy that existed in Manchester's Irish community. I loved it. I loved the clubs, enjoyed the familiarity, the music, the comforting routine. I think Noel felt shackled by it all and stifled. If there was anything he was going to rebel against, it was all the hypocrisy as he saw it, a life he didn't want being mapped out before him. When Noel wrote the lyrics to the song Whatever, was he singing about escaping from our father and the Irish heritage he felt being forced down his throat? My dad used to give us Irish records sometimes. It was oral brainwashing. It worked on me, but with Noel, well, I can really hear that song. The lyrics went something like this. I'm free to be whatever I choose, and I'll sing the blues if I want. I'm free to say whatever I like. If it's wrong or right, it's all right. It always seems to me you only see what people want you to see. I think Noel still sees those restraints and chains in everything, in life, relationships, places and times. That's what we both secretly admire Liam for. There's a wildness about him, a sense of freedom. It's like he expresses how both Noel and I felt inside, and if sometimes Liam can't quite keep a lid on his dissatisfaction, he's probably healthier than the two of us because of it. Liam didn't suffer that much violence from my dad, but he witnessed a lot of it, particularly against me mum. What lessons did my dad teach Liam by threatening anyone in the family who disagreed with him with violence and by shouting and roaring till everyone jumped to attention? He helped make us the people we are today. This is the end of side 1.